Hello everyone, so I just wanted to do an update video on my life. There have been a lot of stressful things that have been happening, and I don't know, I just wanted to do something that's not like a topic that I chose to talk about, even though I have wrote down some bullet points on so I could keep track of what I'm talking about. Like, I don't want to get sidetracked, or mostly because if I don't know what I want to talk about, like if I don't have it written down, I will go blank and I'll just be sitting here staring at the camera for who knows how long. So, I wanted to start with today. I got a haircut. I don't really like getting haircuts because there's a lot of sensory sensitivities, but also unknowns. Like, I've never met this person before, and luckily she was really nice, and we actually talked about autism, because she has a son who has autism, so we talked about that for a bit, and it just made me feel like, there's awareness. Like, she sounds like a really cool mom too, with how she cares about her son, and she actually wants to help him. I know a lot of autistic moms nowadays, you hear like the trend of the autistic mom. They just talk about, you know, they vent, and that's perfectly fine. Like, but that's all I hear about is how they vent, and I don't see like or hear about them saying like positive things about their child with autism, especially if they're severe or have high support needs. And it was just really like refreshing to have someone talk to me, or I hear someone talk about them in a more positive way, and it just felt really nice. I also talked to her about my autism. She would ask me questions, and I'd answer them. I never felt uncomfortable. Also, with the hair stuff, she just like kept making sure that I felt comfortable. It was really nice. Um, I've never really had that before. I don't really go get my hair done or haircuts because I just, like I said, the unknowns of like never meeting the person. There's probably a lot of smells, a lot of noises. Um, Also, I don't really like it when people touch me, so I have to have people are in my bubble, and I don't like that usually. The only person I really like in my bubble is my husband. Um, Thankfully, because I hear about people with autism. Sometimes they don't like anyone touching them, even their spouses or their partners, and I'm just lucky that I really enjoy, his hugs and stuff. So, but yeah, that was pretty good experience. Like, definitely top experience, positive experience getting a haircut. I'll probably go back, especially um if I want it shorter. I just have layered hair, and it's always been really hard trying to find somebody who knows what they're doing with haircuts. And I'm glad I found a new person. I don't have to worry. I've met her now, and I know that I'm comfortable, and it's not super expensive either. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's a walk-in type of place, and I like scheduled appointments. Like, that's another unknown is well, if I go there to get my hair done, but, you know, waiting isn't really, like, a big deal for me. Like, I don't mind waiting. But not knowing if I have to wait or not, or if she's there, or, like, I'm pretty sure I interrupted her break today, and I feel really bad about that. But, I mean, I didn't know that she was on break, so how, you know. Another thing that's been going on in my life is I may be going to school. I know I want to do the winery stuff, but, you know, starting up doing the winery stuff, it costs a lot, like, to start it up and stuff. I want to be financially stable and not have, my body is not the best, so having some kind of desk job would be really nice. Like, even fixing stuff, if I had to fix somebody's, like, equipment, or that wouldn't bother me. Like, I know somebody who's in IT work. They said that they fix people's, like, coffee machines. That's really cool. I think that was really cool. Also, it doesn't sound too, like, hard for, like, on my body. Also, I feel like I would be pretty good at doing IT work. I'm already really proactive about, like, security stuff, and, you know, not clicking on suspicious links, even though I'm suspicious of all links. I feel like it's better to have suspicion than not. So, yeah, I did the FAFSA, and I got FAFSA approved, and now I'm just waiting on if I get accepted into the school. And that happens, I think they'll notify me in April or May. I don't really like waiting on stuff like that, though. So, I don't know if I mentioned on my videos or not, but I am recovering from surgery. I had to have an emergency surgery. I had a cyst, and I had to get it removed. It was causing me extreme pain and discomfort, and it was even infected at one point. And this has all been going on for like a year, and I couldn't sleep on my side, my favorite side that I have always slept on my whole life. So it's just like, it's been really disruptive to my, not just my nervous system, but my schedule, my routine, affecting, like, my whole day, my everything. Like, showers, I had to shower a certain way, it was different. Sleeping, discomfort and disruptive. I couldn't really, like, touch it, you know, the area, because, you know, it was healing and painful. Also going to doctors, getting the stitches, and then getting the stitches taken out, and apparently they were only supposed to cut, to remove it, they were only supposed to cut, like, a very small, like, incision, but it ended up being a lot larger than they said it was gonna be. I guess they didn't know it was, like, bigger than they thought. Also, I don't like doctors anyway. They always make me feel bad for, like, going there, like I'm wasting their time. And then if I have questions, they don't really like my questions, because I guess I ask too many, or, like, people just don't ask questions for clarification, or, like, if they're anxious on processes of how to like take care of it, hygiene. It's just been a lot. So while I was, before the cyst, because it ruptured, and that was a thing. While I was dealing with this, we had to go to a different state because Wynn's mom passed away, and we had to go to the funeral. And I think the day before, or a couple days before the funeral happened, my cyst ruptured. It was a lot of stimulation, and luckily I went to the urgent care and I had antibiotics. Plane ride was interesting, in terms of like sensory overwhelm. I don't like planes to begin with, but that was something also occupying my mind. But then I couldn't get the cyst removed because, like, when I came back home, I couldn't get the cyst removed because apparently it had to be like, it had to finish healing, and I had to been off the antibiotics, and that took, they didn't clarify on healing either. They just said it had to be healed. So I'm waiting on it being to like healed up, and then I'm about to call them like soon, and it gets infected again. It's the whole thing. It's just like it repeated itself. And so I call them and I explain, and I'm like, you know, I was gonna call, but then it got reinfected, and then they had to give me more antibiotics, and I had to wait again. And then I called, and after the antibiotics happened, I think a week or two later, a time later, and they're like, we gotta see you so we can take it out. Oh, while I was working a seasonal job, I had to have the emergency surgery and get it taken out. But unfortunately, I had to quit because there was no light duty for me to do unless it was like an injury that happened while at work. So they were like trying to make it to where I could get like on a short-term disability of sorts, but I didn't qualify because the doctor who did my surgery didn't put me on any work restrictions, even though I desperately needed them. Oh yeah, they said I couldn't lift a certain amount and that I couldn't squat, but they told me I could go back to work, even though I explained to them that, I'm in the warehouse. I don't know if they don't know what warehouse work is or not. But then the warehouse job didn't accept the work restrictions. It's just this whole thing. So I ended up having to quit because I'm not 100%. I couldn't do my job. And even my boss was like, if it were for me, I wouldn't come back until I'm 100%. So I was like, okay, I guess I ended up writing my note where usually I give a 2 weeks notice for leaving work, like leaving the job or quitting the job or whatever, but I had to do it right then. Felt really unprofessional, I'm a very professional person, and it really bothered me that I couldn't just like do it the right way. And I ended up having to text them my notice instead of handing it to them in person, and it's just a whole thing. So I've been struggling to find a job because I've applied to multiple jobs. Like, I don't even know how many jobs I've applied to. I've applied to a lot, and it's been like, I haven't been working since November, and it's March. But I just like completely recovered like a month ago, and they wanted me to go back to work the same day. The surgery people, they have to have been out of their mind, because I'm like speechless. It doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, I've been looking for jobs, something that I can do. I've even gotten in contact with the vocational rehabilitation people, and they're the people who are going to pay for my schooling if I get accepted into the school. But so many people say that they're like, they help you find a job. They're not like that. I don't know, maybe they changed something or what, but that's not at all what they told me. They told me they're not there to find a job. They help you go to school, and then that will help you find a job, but they don't actually help you find a job. That's not what they do, apparently. Because my person who's helping me with the school stuff and whatnot, that's what she told me, is that they don't find jobs. They assist with career stuff. I actually did find a job recently, but I was supposed to start, I think, today, but the HR person who sent me my offer letter messed up on the date that I was supposed to start, and made it for April instead of March. And the person who I interviewed with said that they were supposed to put March, and then the HR person went on vacation, and it's already been like a couple weeks since I was supposed to, like, since the job offer got sent, and there's no update. So I am just waiting, and I'm not sure what to do about that. I put in a few more applications recently, because the job that I was accepted for is only part-time, so this will be my first part-time job, other than when I worked in high school. I had a part-time job. But hopefully something happens, because I would really like to go back to work. I need a job for my structure so I can function properly, and it's been really hard, but hopefully I find one soon. On another note, I think I'm entering premenopause. I've been having a lot of symptoms, and that's all just kind of adding up, and it's all like premenopause symptoms. I want to talk to my doctor about it, and I just haven't called her yet, because the person who answers the phone is really mean, and I should probably find a new doctor, because I shouldn't feel like I'm in the wrong for calling if I need a doctor's appointment. I don't like phone calls to begin with, but my scripting really helps me. Obviously, I'm not scripting right now, because I'm having a hard time speaking. So another reason why I'm making this video is because I haven't been feeling like I wanted to talk, but I'm running out of videos, so I'm trying to make myself talk even though I don't feel like it, because it's been like a month since I recorded a video and I'm out of videos. So it's been a lot going on lately, but I wanted to do more of a chill video. I would say this is more chill because the video that I just edited was really hard, and I'm not really sure when I'll upload that because it's more of a darker video and I don't know if I'm ready to upload it yet, but we'll just have to see. Hope everyone's doing okay. Thank you for watching.